I'm Paul, and welcome to... Vox is a household name when it comes to musical history, for making some of the most well-known guitar amplifiers of all time. The Beatles famously used Vox amps, as did the Rolling Stones, and there was also a relatively unknown guitarist from England called Brian that didn't have any endorsements, so he had to make his own guitar from scratch. But he went on to use Vox amps to record a song about biting dust, and another one about a rhapsody in Bohemia. Vox is surely one of the most iconic guitar sounds ever, but Vox did also put their name to many guitars over the years. Back in 1950, and before they got the Vox name, they were Jennings Organ Company, which then became Jennings Musical Instruments in the late 1950s. In 1952, Jennings employed a man called Derek Underdown. The first 10-watt Jennings amplifier aimed specifically at the guitar market was the G1-10, which was designed by Derek. Derek went on to design many of the early Vox amplifiers in various sizes and outputs, and continued to work for Vox until 1967. He was there for the British invasion, the Beatles, and everything that came during that time. He was also my granddad. I bet you didn't see that one coming. My mum says they both got to meet the Beatles, but she was too young to remember. Unfortunately, there's no photos of this either. My granddad also used to play drums and got me some of my first drumsticks, which I still have somewhere. He definitely played a huge part in my love of music and tinkering with things. Starting in England in 1961, Vox entered the realm of electric guitars themselves, and had some of their first guitars built at a local furniture maker's shop. The import of American guitars into the UK was effectively banned at this point, so Vox stepped in to fill the increasing demand for solid body electric guitars. Sales of these guitars quickly outstripped the factory's ability to meet demand, so Vox started to source their guitars from the Echo and Crianlarich factories in Italy. In 1982 though, all of the Vox Guitars production was moved to Japan, where all their new guitars and basses were built by Matsumoto, who also built Aria guitars at that time. These are generally regarded as the highest quality guitars made under the Vox name. Unfortunately, they were discontinued in 1985 when production moved to Korea. So the golden age of high quality Vox guitars lasted just 3 years, making these a relatively unknown instrument in guitar history. The White Shadow range, which is one of the coolest names ever, even if it doesn't make that much sense, were made of sen wood, also known as Japanese ash, which is a lightweight, fine-grained wood that's blonde in appearance. A little bit of blonde there for you, a little bit of a chip. Rose Morris, who owned the Vox name in the 1980s, introduced the Vox M series range of guitars in 1985. They sold for £198, which is just about £630 now, or $850. These were not cheap instruments, and the build quality really shows that to this day. The M series White Shadows were only made for 2 years, so there weren't many made overall. They were probably discontinued due to poor sales. Even now, these instruments are ridiculously cheap for how well made they are. If you can find one for sale, it's quite likely to be cheaper than a brand new Squire, and this is for a genuine Japanese vintage guitar with an excellent spec. 24 frets, Floyd Rose style bridge, coil tap. Oops. Really high build quality, promise, that's never happened before. It's astounding how much you get for your money. The bass version of the White Shadow is intriguing. They made a lot of these as a factory fretless option, presumably because it was the 80s and people had way more money and special substances than they do now. And although a 5-string was advertised, it seems that none actually made it into production unless they were made to order. So there may only be a handful of prototypes out there somewhere. I found my Vox White Shadow many years ago when I was 17 or 18 on the day I took my driving theory test. The test centre was in either Reading or Watford, and near the test centre was a small music store that had a line of guitars on display in the window. In the upper corner was this 1980s Vox. At that age I had one guitar that had been passed down to me by my dad, after he upgraded to a Fender Strat. So this Vox would be the first guitar I ever bought myself with my own money. As soon as I saw it, I loved the black colour with matching neck and headstock, perfectly contrasting with the worn gold hardware. The price was £195, and I had earned enough from delivering Betterware catalogues to buy it, and I used it for all of the gigs I played with the first band I played guitar in. It has a unique tone for a guitar with humbuckers. It's not really like any other guitar I own. It still feels like a huge part of me and my life, and instantly transports me back to those early gig and band practice memories whenever I pick it up. Almost every clip in this video is music I wrote back then for that first guitar band I was in, and it still has the same dead strings to this day. The low string is still wound terribly after all these years because I was young and clueless. Please subscribe so I can buy a new set of strings for this thing. I don't think many people know of the existence of this Japanese era of Vox guitars, but if you ever see one, I urge you to buy it and make it your own, just like I did all those years ago. Thanks very much for watching this video about my Vox White Shadow. It is a truly fantastic guitar. Please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like or a comment, because it'll really help. I put a lot of effort into making these videos, and that'll make sure that more people get to see them. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again in another video one day. Goodbye!